Hello, everybody. This is Godzilla Louise here, and today I've got a very interesting random video. But honestly, I'm debating if I'm going to even call this a random video. I might make this a whole series, depending on if I want to, I guess. But basically, it's kind of a Fury video, but also it's really just speculation. It's really just speculation I'm going to be doing. About Ultraman Decker, whose series is going to start premiering on YouTube. Anyone who's watching this channel probably knows what Ultraman Decker is. Probably, there's probably some people who don't, but basically, it's the next Ultraman series that's coming out. It's coming out it's gonna start up in 3 weeks or so. I don't know. It's just. But either way, something I've been thinking about since I've watched Ultraman Trigger episode Z a fair few times since it's come out. I have a very ludicrous idea about the Eternity Core, because anyone who watches, and spoiler alert, anyone who's watched episode Z of that movie, the Eternity Core's gateway tower thing, it's crumbling when you see Zabil, or whatever. I don't even remember his actual name, but Tokioka, something like that. I don't know. But Tokioka, or Zabil, is during his the scene where they're showing him again, dying. In the background, you can see the Eternity Core crumbling to the ground. Not the core itself, mind you, but you do see, it's the tower that acts as its gateway, crumbling. Now, given the circumstances of what the film shows, it would seem that that's not a big deal. Because it doesn't seem like someone to make a whole entire theory, or speculate on completely a whole idea of what actually happened to the core. However, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It doesn't seem like much because of what this film showed, and what it makes you think caused it. It makes me think that Yuna, the user A XB, basically, Tiga version, the trigger version of Tiga's user A, but also not. I don't even know. I mean, they do. I'm not gonna go on a rant too much, because this already is based going to be a speculatory rant, or speculative rant, or whatever the word would be. I think it's speculative, but whatever. But yeah, Yuna basically used, she used the Eternity. She went to the Eternity Core. She used the core's power to give Ultraman Trigger, his old Glitter Trigger Eternity form back after he lost access to it. Basically, that's all there was with that, and that makes you think. And then once she gets out of the Eternity Core's thing, it makes you think that the Eternity Core was the gateway to it crumbling was because she did that. I don't know though, because with a lot of things don't add up here, because from what there's rumors going around, and I know rumors aren't really something to theorize off of, but some of them actually make sense given what we know, and some of them actually have shown up in the trailers even for Decker. So one of the big rumors that I'm focusing on is that Decker and his series' antagonist come from the future and have come to the past, or to what is to us modern times, for some reason. We don't even know why, and that's very similar to Ultraman Ginga, and that's the reasoning why, supposedly, is that Decker is, I think it's the 10th. It might have been triggered. I was the 10th, but I think Decker's the 10th of the New Generation series, and Ginga was the first. So I think that's why they're doing this. If that rumor turns out to be true. Thing is, why? I mean, there's a big plot hole with Ginga. Why didn't Dark Lugiel enact his plans in the time that he came from? Why did he go back to the past? Now, personally, in my opinion, I don't know if it's that much of a plot hole. I think it's just because, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't, because it makes, from what we do know, it seems more like it's just, like he just came to the past because everybody's weaker back then, but I don't know about that. But, to me, it does seem like it. It doesn't seem like much of a plot hole for Ginga, but if this turns out to be the case for Decker, we're gonna need some sort of explanation, I feel like. And I feel like the most logical explanation is that the antagonist is coming to this specific time because the Eternity Core is not just destroyed. It's not gone. It's still there. It still exists. It's just that the gateway has been destroyed because of Yuna's actions in Episode Z, but admittedly, we don't know how long after Episode Z this movie the Decker series takes place, but I don't think that Decker into the antagonist of a series. Now, I don't even think personally, I think what I've seen as a leading theory for who the antagonist of Decker is, in my opinion, is not just the spheres or whatever. It was originally spelled SPHIR, but then again, but with the way it's spelled in Japanese, it's just spheres for some reason. Either way, I don't think the spheres are the main antagonists of this show. I don't. I think they're being used like they were in Ultraman Saga. Because in Ultraman Saga, they were being used as a food source for Hyper Zeton by Alien Bat. But after that, we haven't seen the spheres since. And while I don't know if the spheres really are it seems like they're the main antagonist, but I don't think they are, because with what the rumors are saying and how many of those rumors have sort of kind of come true in some ways, with some of the things seemingly being shown in trailers that we've gotten, I do not believe, until proven otherwise, I do not believe that the spheres are the true antagonists of Decker. I don't know who is, but but if the other rumors are to be trusted, he's from the future. Ugh. Sorry about that. And same goes for Decker, but both of them are from the future, and then the antagonist has come back and is just somehow utilizing the spheres for some reason. And another thing is, Decker, even though Ultraman Trigger was rendered as, or considered, New Generation Tiga, Decker isn't, even though it's quite clear that he's the New Generation version of Tiga's successor, Dinah. Which is really interesting that nothing in anything we've gotten even the logo for the series does not list, it just says Ultraman Decker. It does not have any saying of New Generation Dinah, which I think is a suspicion. Oh my god. A suspicious thing, because for all this stuff, yes, Dinah's series didn't have much that they could really just replicate with, whereas Tiga did. But even so, it's I don't know what they're going to try. There's a lot I think it's just, I don't know what they're going to do. Going off of just making a remake of, Dinah would not be a good thing, because, so they have to come up with something, and I think this is what it's going to be, because I think it's more just coincidence that it's the 10th New Generation series at this point. I don't know. I think it's the 11th, but it might not be. I'm pretty sure it's the 10th. Actually, I don't know what it is. I don't remember if Trigger was the 10th or if Decker is going to be the 10th. Whatever. But whichever one was the 10th, the theory is they're using Decker as a way to celebrate the 10-year, or not 10-year, because it's not been that long since Ginga, but 10 New Generation series. But even so, I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, this is a rant video, as I said, but I mean, there's something more with all of this. Like, I don't think. I mean, as I said, I don't think the Eternity Core is gone. I don't think Decker is just coming from the future without a reason, or his antagonist is. And I do think that those two characters, the antagonist of Decker series, and Decker himself, are from the future of that universe. But I don't know that. Obviously, no one knows anything at this point about Decker's series. We don't know. We do, but we don't know much. We don't know enough to know what's going on here. But because all we know so far is that the spheres from Ultraman Dyna have just appeared randomly. Nothing more to it. That's all we really know. For the most part, there's other things we know, but really that's the basis of what the story we got already that we know of is. And, you know, there is a lot of parallels here already, to the point where it's quite clear Decker is New Generation Dyna, but I don't know. I don't know how to say it. What are you doing, girl? Dog's having something going on. I'm gonna see what's going on for her later, but I think she does this a lot. I think she's fine though. So I think she's fine, but anyway, I don't know. I just feel like Decker is like there's something going on with the Eternity Core. It's not just dormant. I mean it might be dormant, but I don't think it's dormant in the sense of it can't be used. I think there's something going on with the Eternity Core in the time of Decker's series that is maybe what the antagonist is coming back to the past for. Because I do not think this series is... almost everything we got from leaks and rumors has proven to be true, other than the idea that Decker and his the series' antagonist are from the future. That's why one of the only rumors we haven't gotten confirmed practically, in some manner. Yet as I said, I don't know. I do think that if there's anything that would, because it's not like as far as we know, there's no like Dark Spark war like there was with Ginga, wherein everyone in like pretty much every Ultraman kaiju and everything in the multiverse of Ultraman has just been rendered unable to fight or do anything. And because like we don't, as far as we know, there's nothing along those lines that happened before the series, and it's quite clear there was nothing like that, unless maybe the war between the Absolutians and the Ultras in the Ultra Galaxy fight, the Destined Crossroads was what they're. But then again, that took place during Trigger's series. And yes, time did go by they showed it that time had gone by in the end of that miniseries, but even so, it doesn't seem feasible that would be the Dark Spark War if that's what they're going for the series. It would have to be something we haven't heard about yet. But either way, I don't know. I just feel like what is happening here is the Eternity Core is not destroyed. Its gateway's gone. I don't know about it's just gone for good though. That gateway might be able to be recreated, and by some method, we don't know. I don't know what, but I have a feeling that that's what would be bringing this antagonist to the past, and then Decker is coming with him to stop him, but I don't know what more that I could say for that. And admittedly, another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is kind of to do with Tiga's appearance in Trigger, where they had the team up in whatever episode it was with Kira, I don't know how it's pronounced, but Kiriloid, I don't know how in the hell it's pronounced at all, but it's that thing is that episode is really interesting because of why Tiga showed up. It wasn't the original Tiga. It was, in a sense, it was Tiga's light somehow got transferred to one of the major characters. Like, not maybe not major, but also he kind of is. I mean, he's from Tiga's universe, and he somehow got to, I don't remember how they specified. They did specify. I don't remember how exactly it was. I think it was like a wormhole he got sucked into, and then he traveled into Trigger's universe. But either way, that guy was from Tiga's universe, and somehow from the, like, even though it's been 30 years since he, like, fought alongside Tiga, you know, in whatever manner he did, somehow he was able to just create, like, with the help of Yuna, just create a spark, one of Tiga's sparklings, like, from himself, and then he just use it to summon Tiga. One of the most crazy things I've seen them do in Ultraman in a while, and I lost my mind at that one, but, I mean, honestly, when that happened, and I mean, I've been thinking about that alongside this for, like, an hour prior to starting this recording, but thing is, I mean, I'm thinking that Tiga being within that guy, I don't remember his full name. It was like, he was Shizuma something, like, Shizuma was his surname, and then there was, I don't remember his first name, but seriously, that guy being able to do what he did with Tiga is mind-blowing to me. And I mean, what I'm saying here is, I don't think Tiga, like, you would have been able to summon Tiga if there was not something more there. Like, because sure, Tiga is known to have, like, other versions of Ultraman Tiga, like the Ultraman X, the movie version of him, like that counterpart of the original Tiga. Which apparently it wasn't the original Tiga. I did not know that until somewhat recently, surprisingly. Like, not recently, like I've been into the franchise for a long time. And I mean, I only found out about that, like, maybe 2 years ago. I don't even know. Like, probably about 2 years now I've known that, but I've been into the franchise for a lot longer than that. I'm surprised I did not know that before. But either way, Tiga is known, like, to leave his power for future generations. But even so, it's like it's never, the only time I know of that he did that, and it wasn't someone who was directly related to him. But I don't know to my knowledge, I don't think the person who used the spark lens in X the movie was I don't think he was related to Tiga, but he might have been. But either way, I just don't think that Tiga, like, the original Tiga, can do that. I mean, he might be able to, but I don't know, because I don't think someone who's not directly related to his, like, family, I guess. Anyone who's not part of Tiga's family, I don't think they can just anyone who's not part of Tiga's family or a descendant of him can do that. Because, I mean, in his era, in the time of Tiga, when he was the main Ultra of the whole franchise, basically, like, the main ongoing Ultra of the franchise, Tiga wasn't, I think everyone who used Tiga's power was someone who is related to Tiga's original bloodline. It wasn't like, Mitsukuni, I think actually is his name, but the guy who is Mitsukuni, is Shizuma, the guy who summoned Tiga and Trigger. I don't think the original Tiga can do that, because he's not, as far as we know, he's not related to Daigo Madoka, who was related to Tiga. So I don't think Tiga can do that. Maybe, but I don't think he can. Now, admittedly, I don't know this, but he might be able to. He might be able to. I don't know, though. So, if that's the case, though, actually, no, I just realized how weird that rant that one was. I was just, because what I was building up to is the idea that there's some connection between those two universes, like Tiga's universe and Trigger's, but now I think about that reasoning there wasn't making sense. But, I mean, honestly, from everything we've seen, I still think there's no way, like, because it's implied, and to some degree that I don't know. God, I don't know anymore. I was thinking there had to be some connection there between Tia's universe and Trigger's universe because of that, but there still probably is, though, and I think about it, because Ultraman Taiga in the promotional media after that show was done and they were explaining stuff they explained that Ultraman Taiga's Taiga Spark had something to do with allowing Taiga and the Tri Squad to travel between the universes and function there the way they would in their own. Even though we don't normally see stuff like that in Ultra series with any of the Ultras that haven't shown to be able to travel between universes, I definitely don't think that's something to be overlooked when I think about it, because it implies I don't remember the exact wording that they or what they describe it as, but there has to be something that's connecting Trigger's universe to Tiga's. I don't know what, but there has to be. There just has to be. Because if that's the case, and if Ultras can't even do, because not all Ultras have been shown to be able to go between the different universes in the multiverse. So now I think about it, I do think there's something more to that. And there's a lot of parallels already between those two universes, so it might not even be just a coincidence that's those two universes. It obviously wouldn't be, but what I'm thinking here now as I think about it is, because with what the Eternity Core is, maybe those two universes I don't know how to say it. Like, I think there's got to be there is definitely some connection, I think about it, but the nature of that connection is more like there's some barrier between most alternate universes that most beings just can't get through. Like, and they do kind of say that in that Trigger with where when Belial Rock says he can just cut through dimensions, like, because he's a sword, and he just somehow is able to slice through dimensional barriers and go through allow his user to travel through different universes. I mean, there has to be something there. So, what if that barrier isn't as strong between Tiga's universe and Trigger's? That's something I just thought of. But it makes sense because I don't think there's it's just Mitsukuni Shizuma was able to just summon Tiga. I don't think you would have been, and that's just all there is to it, because he had fought alongside Tiga, and for some reason that gave him the power to summon him in other universes. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's all there's to that part of Trigger. So, if anything, I don't think that's the case. I just don't think that's the case. So what I'm saying here is, maybe if that's the case, and there is some sort of, maybe it's a matter of that's why he was able to do that. He was able to summon Tiga, because like there were only rumors that was something like that before episode Z came out, and then the movie came out and just kind of ruined that. But I also don't know if it would ruin that rumor, because now that I think about it, it does seem plausible still. Yes, it didn't happen in episode Z, but it still seems plausible because of all that other stuff. There has to be some connection between those two universes, other than just the Ultras in them, who are like the Ultras from them, are like mimicking the ones from the R1. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, there has to be something more there. But anyway, this video has gone on for 25 minutes, almost 26. I think that's enough for this video, but I'm just going to be on it. Honestly, if I have any more ideas, I'm going to post them in the same series. This is definitely going to be a series at this point. It won't be often if I do it, but it's something I just thought of, and I was like, there has to be a connection. There has to be. What the nature of that connection is, I do not know. And there also has to be something the Eternity Core still exists. I just thought of something absolutely insane. Maybe this video isn't over yet. What if really, and the Tiga version, not the plant flower thing that is in Trigger's universe, what if that city all is based on the Lovecraft thing of the same name, the city of the same name from Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft stuff? What if it's after Tiga defeated Demonophore? I don't know how it's pronounced, but after he defeated it, the whole island that city was built on sunk into the ocean, and it was really it was home to a lot of great power, both light and dark. Just like how in the ending of Ultraman Trigger, they said the Eternity Core is both light and darkness. So, and then after that, the Eternity Core becomes like the gateway that allows you to access it crumbled in episode Z after Trigger and the other two Ultras, Ultraman Z and Ultraman, or not Trigger Dark, but not Ultraman Trigger Dark, just Trigger Dark. But after Ultraman Trigger Dark, and Ultraman Z defeated Evil Trigger, after that was when the Eternity Core's gateway crumbled. What if really, and like Tiga, the Tiga version, and the Eternity Core are each other's universes, the same thing. What they're counterparts of each other. I don't even know how I never thought of that. Because, oh my good God, that is a major theory that I just thought of there. It might not be anything, but it might also be something there. I mean, admittedly, I don't know. I doubt it. But that would be an insane thing if they were to reveal that something like that was going on there. Huh. Well, anyway, this video has gone on long enough. I'm going to end it. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, whatever. I don't even know anymore. I just thought of it, the greatest theory. I'm not ever going to forget that. Holy sheesh. I almost swore there, but then again, I don't know why I chose against it. Whatever. Okay. This has been Godzilla Louise, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.